Should you rent or buy in 2023? Is it better to rent or buy a house? Have you found yourself going through the pros and cons of buying a house versus renting one? This is sort of the big question in 2023 is, should you buy or rent in 2023? I'll be answering that question today, but hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're thinking about moving in Colorado. And if you want to talk directly to me, shoot me a text at 303-517-3020. I'm Beth Davis, real estate agent in Colorado at gocolorado.org, and I'm here to put my 2 cents in the debate whether you should rent or buy in the current housing market. I cannot remember the number of people who have asked me whether they should be renting or buying this year. The market has changed a lot and we're coming off of a super hot market and interest rates have gone up. So if you've been thinking about buying, is this the right time? The conversation has sort of been going on for years with people feeling priced out of the market. Interest rates are on the rise and it continues to be a hot topic. I think people are worried about a recession, and when home prices hit record highs in June of 2022, this was a question that lots of people have been asking, especially for people who feel like they can time the market. Thankfully, since June of 2022, prices have stabilized and have given buyers a bit of an advantage. But for people who are sort of waiting to see what the market does, many are considering that renting might be a better option. The average cost to rent is well over $1 million over your lifetime, which seriously adds up. Most people come to a crossroads where they have to make a decision whether they want to keep being renters or buy a home. It's not only a super emotional decision, but it's a financial one. So if you're stuck and you're wondering what the right decision is, let's talk through the pros and cons of buying a house versus renting. So returns. If you decide to buy a house, your mortgage payment goes towards the house instead of in someone else's pocket, which is what rent does. The average home appreciates at about 4% a year over a lifetime. Say you don't want to spend money on a down payment and you decide to rent a house. Your home down payment could go towards investments in the stock market, which give you an average of an 8% return. But you need to have the discipline to actually make this happen if you're going to reap those rewards. In a number of cases, buying might be better unless you're incredibly disciplined and you love investing in the stock market. Your mortgage payment can work like an automatic savings. But wait, in 2023, interest rates have basically doubled and owning a home has become a more expensive affair. But rents have also been rising with inflation. So how does one narrow it down? Well, by understanding what your goal is, whether it comes to buying or renting. Buying a house or renting can depend on multiple factors. Let's discuss both the pros of both before we get into the cons. So, reasons for buying. Number 1, this can be like an automatic forced savings plan, and it comes as a built-in investment. When you put that 20% down and continue to pay your mortgage over the term of the years, it's like putting money back into your pocket. Number 2, some people have financial home ownership set as one of their financial goals, and this is a combination of an emotional and a financial goal. It sort of changes how people think about a home, and there's a sense of pride and stability with home ownership. So if you've been saving to buy a home and this is on your goals list, it's definitely should be a big consideration instead of renting. Number 3, you'll save a lot with tax deduction. The true cost of buying a home after deducting the tax savings, mortgage payoff, and the appreciation of the property might come out to be much less on a monthly basis than if you were renting it. Number 4, buying a home can fix your cost in a way that renting cannot. While rental rates continue to rise, if you keep things all the same, your mortgage will remain virtually the same over time. So let's get on to reasons why renting could be better than buying. So number 1, this is probably the biggest pro with renting, is you can pack up and move at any time. You might have to break your lease, but if you've moved into a neighborhood or a house and you don't like it, or the amenities are not as great as you thought they would be, then you have the ability to get up and move to a better place. You're not tied down to the house because you haven't purchased it. Number 2, with renting, you have the upper hand in predicting your monthly expenses. So if the house has problems, all you have to do is call the landlord and ask them to repair it without coming out of pocket on any of the small or major items. It makes it so much easier to budget when you're not considering all the ancillary repairs that come with owning a home. Number 3, this is a great option. You have the option to wait until the market turns to more of a buyer's market and buy at that point. You have more flexibility with renting. So what are the downsides to buying or renting a house? There are a few for each So let's hop into them. Number 1, buying a home means that the homeowner is at the mercy of the market when you decide to buy and sell. So as we're transitioning to a buyer's market, it's great when you're buying, but if you decided to sell and it's still a buyer's market, it can be a little bit of a hassle, or you may not get the terms that you want. For renting, it means that you're at the mercy of the landlord. At the end of your lease, they can increase the rent, which means you're stuck either paying the increased rent or looking for another property. With current rents rising between 10 and 20% this year, people have ended up paying way more for rents than they expected. Number 2, buying a house can be costly when you take into account the down payment, maintenance, and repairs. So for home ownership, this means that when it comes time to sell, it can be costly to sell with commissions, fees, and moving expenses. But on the flip side, when it comes to renting, how do you keep up with rising rents when there are no caps? This is a huge risk to renting. So in conclusion, is renting a home or buying a home a better option in 2023? So renting versus buying will always be a hot debate, and we're probably not going to settle it today. But right now, 1 in 5 homeowners or buyers are backing out of real estate deals, and interest rates have risen to about 7% for the first time since 2008. Buying can be much more expensive upfront than renting, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad decision. The market has shifted in favor of buyers, which we haven't seen in years. Sellers have become more flexible and are ready to sell with prices and terms that make everybody happy. If this debate is still ongoing, you need to get a hold of your financial situation and have a conversation with your favorite realtor, which is hopefully me, who can talk you through whether buying or renting is a better option for you in 2023. People have been talking a lot about timing the market, and it's not usually possible, but financial stability is invaluable, so making sure you can comfortably afford whichever home you're buying or renting should be a top priority. And if you decide to rent, but you still want to buy, putting a plan in place to do that. I'm Beth Davis, real estate agent with GoColorado.org, here to help you out with all things real estate. You can get in touch with me through my contact details in the description box, or you can call me or shoot me a text at 303-517-3020. I'll see you in the next video, or hopefully in Colorado.